Whatever you do, just don't look at my level.
Hell no, man. What the
Alright,
fuck,
so
man?
I'll make a video about mid-game to end-game leveling down the line. I would do early game leveling, but I think a pretty good amount of people have already figured that out. All the guides that are already on YouTube to get to 1 to 15 to 1 to 20 are all pretty accurate. I actually follow most of those. So I think my methods, in a way, which it's not really anything special. I think a lot of people are doing the same exact thing. Might be able to get you off of that level 20 to 30, 40 soft cap. And I'll help you out with that in a video later down the line. But today, I'm here to talk about some small changes to the Crypt build once again. And sorry that I keep changing up infusion. Sorry that I keep changing up everything. It's more or less just I keep experimenting every single hour. And I just want to share everything with everybody. I don't want to gatekeep anything because I think everybody deserves to know information about the game. So I'm just going to share it with you guys. But I have a few things to talk about before I do that. So just give me a bit. All right, something I'd like to throw a big key head on when it comes down to this game is I think a lot of new players and even players who are in mid-game need to understand this. Everything in this game you don't have to take for face value. You don't have to actually listen to other people either. I just want to say, like, everything in this game is very, very relied on preference and rather based on if you like the item. That's why there's so many damn builds in the game too. And the reason why I've noticed this is because I know there's a lot of items that I don't like and armor sets that I don't like, but I'm still making the sets that I have work in a way with my build. And I'm not bashing any of these gear pieces or anything because they're really good. It's just that there's some things on them that I don't like. But here's a good example. So I don't run Gunslinger in my build, which anybody can run it. It's actually a really good choice. I don't run Gunslinger because I don't like the fact that Gunslinger has negative tenacity and I don't want to be stun locked for a hot minute. Some people don't care about that, so go ahead and run that. That's perfectly fine. I'm really grateful for people experimenting with my build as a skeleton. So just go ahead and mess around. That's the whole point of this game. Just be creative. And here's another good example. I don't want to use prisoner sets because I don't want all the debuffs. I don't want the drawback for a positive in this build. I want to find an alternative, like a middle ground, because I don't want to just straight up go for the most meta, like, infusion set that everybody else is doing right now. Because I'd probably get bored if I'm just rocking around with prisoner the entire time. I just want to, keep finding little things that I can keep adding onto the build to just keep min-maxing. But prisoner works in this build really good too. You can do that. It's my preference. I wouldn't share my build with you guys if I didn't like the build. So the reason why I run tenacity on Ninja is because it gets me out quick and Ninja still gives me that damage boost that I want from it. Stealth on Ninja is useless, I know that, but I like the tenacity, so that's why I use it. And another big thing I want to talk about is when it comes down to my build, the way how I'm trying to make my build, I don't want any other monk players to feel like they're too squishy to just run in there and just start punching shit. I don't want the build to lock you down to the point that you're going to be running away for a pot for every boss encounter that you didn't block. That's why I keep trying to implement some healing into the build in some kind of way, some small way, because my whole playstyle is to be able to stay inside of the fight for a very long time until I need to pull out. So I try to add some healing factors in there. So I try to always make it sustainable. I'm not trying to go for full damage, full damage, full damage. I kind of try to find an in-between where I'm still doing amazing damage and getting a tiny bit of healing. That's why my last video, I did the blaster with marsh flow and everything. And same thing with the fist with a bleed heal. I wanted some healing sustain because I felt like Monk gets hit a lot since you're a very close quarter class. You can block everything, of course. I do the same. It's just that when you actually do get hit, it's pretty crucial. And I just wanted to show that Monk can be really flexible because I know a lot of other classes there just have some really good healing. Like, for instance, Cleric, even a Hex build, they can just use a bunch of poison and keep healing themselves constantly. I don't know too much about Glad, but what else is good? Some people are even doing water healing. Like, I'm just trying to find out ways that you can blend into a group with Monk, but also solo with Monk to the point that you won't have to rely too much on a healer. But y'all don't give a damn about any of this shit I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna get into these small tweaks I did to the damn build. All right. So you can see the 2 tweaks I made. The Dandelion helmet is here to stay. I really like it, so I'm keeping that on here. I added the Desert Champion because whenever you crit, you have a chance to go into rage and it boosts your damage. And then I also added the Reaper Ninja because when an enemy is debuffed, you do more damage. So for instance, our bleed, if you bleed them, you'll just do more damage. You'll just keep being able to do more damage. Let me profess that this is going to be considered the accessible, in a way, damage build compared to my healing one or the survivability one I made the other day. So if you're someone that's really craving for more damage, but you don't want to use Prisoner or anything like that, then this is it. Let me also mention one thing. I know everyone is talking about the Lucky Ring, Rev Gear, a lot of shit right now. I know about all of this. It's just that I have not went out my way to actually get a brilliant gem yet. These are all goal pieces for me that I'm working towards to get. And once I get them, I'm just gonna make another build update. So I'm gonna let everybody know, because this build in particular, I want to either finish in a way, not really finish. I just want to be satisfied with it. And I'm gonna share that with you guys once I get there with it. I also have a honorable mention. If you don't want to use the Desert Champion or the legs, either one is fine. If you don't want to use either one of those, I have a good honorable mention, but this is for the players that are okay with the risk. So you can use one of the Thief pieces. Basically what this does is there's a 20% chance that all enemies can crit you, but all of your crits guard break and slightly do more damage. The reason why I opt out of this and didn't use it is because I got hit by a Dragagator and dude did 89 damage to me because he hit the crit, and that was half my health, and I was just like, yeah, fuck this, and I didn't do it. But if there's players that are looking for an alternative instead of just straight up using Prisoner, or if they want to implement that, you can use Prisoner, Thief, and then Dandelion. You'll just be doing crits out of the wazoo. Like, just experiment. You gotta just test things around. My build isn't perfect because everyone has their own thing that they like. So I can't consider my build perfect. I will say though, my build, I've seen it a lot now. I'm surprised. I'm really happy for the feedback. I've seen a lot of people going down the same route with Monk right now, because a lot of people are also figuring things out. The Reaper Ninja idea I got from a player named Uranium. Shout out to him for giving that idea. I just like that everyone's using my build right now as a skeleton, because that means that everyone is still keeping a creative mind and they're not just snatching a build and then getting bored of the game or burnt out because they're not thinking at all. And before I sign off here, I'll show off my gear. This is what I'm running right now. I'm still running Ninja, all dexterous, including the Agile ring and the combat rune. The combat rune is very optional. Even the ring is very optional. If you don't want to use the combat roll, you can replace this with rage. Rage is pretty good. Same thing with the ring. If I had a lucky ring or a vampiric ring, I would have been using that. But for the combat roll in general, you could use rage if you want to. It actually boosts your damage by a pretty good amount. And if you want to use rage as well, you can just not use the Desert Champion chestplate and just use rage instead. The reason why I'm using the Desert Champion chestplate is because really the Desert Champion chestplate gives you a key point to just stay in rage if you just keep fighting. So that's why I'm not using rage, because, 60-second cooldown. And yeah, this is my dex right now. And how to get dexterous is they really drop, like, I've been using the enchanting system and putting it on here. All of the dexterous pieces just came from some random piece of gear that drops from any mob. It's just very low, and the highest rate for them is from the mobs that are magical. There you go, with the blue particles on them, and that's it. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about before I leave off here, which I know this video is really damn long, I just want to appreciate that there are people who actually appreciate me posting these guides and everything. I will be making a money / XP small guide for mid to end game later. I already explained why I said not start game, because it's just start game. Everybody has pretty much figured it out so far. If anybody needs help on that, please ask questions. I try to help to the best I can. I'll be making that later though, but as everybody could tell, this is my second channel probably. People could tell. I don't actually really do YouTube like this anymore. I haven't done a YouTube video like this since 2018 or so. And it's because I make music. So I just thought it'd be a good idea to make a second channel and just post random things about games and everything, about my progress or whatever the hell I'm doing. And I'm just glad to say that there are people that are appreciating it. And thank you to the people who actually watched this 12-minute video. Jesus Christ. But I don't blame you if you just skip to the damn build. So I'm going to keep keeping people updated about this build. So expect me to keep posting about it, because once I'm satisfied with it, I'm going to be moving over to another slot and fully making a new build over there. It might be another monk build. Who knows? I don't know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace.